Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. It is Friday, so you already know we are trading options. We're reviewing our plays from last week, and we are looking at those that are going to expire worthless. We are close to the all-time high. We passed $130,000, which is a huge milestone for the account. If you remember all the way back to the start of the year, we were about $80,000 in the account, so a nice $50,000 gain. Obviously, some contributions, some backdoor Roth movements of cash into it throughout the year, and then a lot of trading has helped add and get us to this $130,000 mark. So day to celebrate, but what I'm here to talk to you is how I'm going to move $125,000 to potentially $225,000 by the end of 2025, and my plans on how I'm going to do it. We've talked a lot over the last 2 years since I've been sharing YouTube videos on my strategies, how I like to make money, how I like to sell cash secured puts and covered calls, and what strategies and what percentages it's going to take to be able to move this account up by $100,000 in the next year. Can I do it? Only time will tell, but we will show it each and every single week here how we are going to attempt to get it done. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'm only about 100 away from 8,000, so please help me get there. If not, just drop a like. I appreciate it as always. So where are we? Well, for today, we're pretty much flat, up 0.5%. For the week, flat as well. For the month, up 6.19% or 7,500. 3 months up 33%, 1 year up 33% or $32,000. Then all time since we started this account last year, up $50,000 or 64%. So not bad. As many of you know, I transferred a lot of my money into cash as of late, took some profits off the table, and we're about, we hover between 70 and 80% cash as of right now. I'm selling cash secure puts every single week, trying to bring it into the end of 2025. I have some new strategies I'm implementing. I have some new stocks I'm adding to the weekly buy list. We'll go over that today. And I have a lot of plays on the table that we need to get done. So buying power 743, but first things first, let's go over the last week. This week was the 9th to the 13th. So we'll scroll down here. You can see we had a couple of things happen. On the 9th, we sold some NVIDIA puts for $80. We sold some long-dated Connell puts for $117 for $330. We sold some more Connell puts for $175. There's about $500 plus of premium right there. Then we started taking that premium and buying some assets. AMD, a new stock on the list. It has been beat down as of late, and I want to start adding to it now, and I'll continue to add to it each and every single week. NKE, Nike. This is a play that I've been wanting to add for quite a while. The stock has also been beat down. It's Christmas time. I'm watching what people are doing. I see just Nikes everywhere. Kids getting Nikes. The Nike store, I went to it a couple times, absolutely swamped. Want to add to this position for my long-term hold. Bought some more AMD, $150 worth. So there's a nice $250 worth of purchases. Transferred another $500 into this to get closer to the max out on the IRA contribution. SQ, another one on the bag. We bought one share of $94.67. And then I bought some more Clean Spark this morning at $12.24. Just lowering my cost there and adding to the odd lots as we continue to prepare for what I think is going to come on Clean Spark. There's a lot of Twitter, a lot of X, a lot of YouTube. A lot of people are thinking that it's poised to run. Some of these miners are, but we shall see. They had a $50 million convertible note that they announced last night. So we'll see what it means for the stock. So those are the moves for this week. And then, of course, we have a bunch of options on the table. So $5,500 in contributions, $750 in cash, and look at the money printer going burr. NVDL, 2 put 65, up $64 on that. MSTX, 65 puts, up $471 on that. Clean Spark calls, up $200 on that. TNA puts, up $46 on that. MSTX puts, up $522 on that. And then into next week, Soxel puts up $36. MSTX puts up $188. Another $38 put, up $299. Connell, these are the monthlies. We're up $122 on this one and $828 on the 35. And then as you guys saw, we rolled some Connell into $117. So my gosh, the money printer is just printing, and the puts are really working out. And that's why you see the account slowly but surely grind up 64%. Not too bad. So it's time to make some money. I've got some ideas on the table. There are a few stocks I'm looking at. One of the stocks I'm looking at selling puts on today is TNA. We already have one in, like I say, but this one is down 2.5%. It's been absolutely beat up 6.5% over the last week, and pretty flat for the month. So this is one I'm looking to add at. Obviously, we saw back in the 40s a month ago or so, but yeah, not too bad. So that is TNA. Another one I'm looking at as well is going to be NVDL. This one is getting destroyed, which is a 2X on NVIDIA, down 4.24%. Had a nice rebound today, but still down quite a bit. For the week, down 14.16. For the month, down 18%. So lo and behold, NVIDIA is actually having a little bit of a correction. So continuing to watch for that. Might sell some puts on that. But that's what we're looking on that. And then the other one, as always, we've been trading this one heavy. I've been trading less minor puts and more MSTX and MSTR. This one is up for the day. And this one has been just printing money for me right now. This was just at 97 before I started the video, now at 101, but we are looking to this to sell some puts on the safe delta side and see if we can get some more premium coming in there. So first things first, let's come in here and let's close out some stuff, right? NVDL, this one's at, current price is still at 0.08. I don't think that we might just leave this one open. We're up 80% on this one. I might end up rolling this towards the end of the day, but this one's just a little bit too early to close out as of right now. Too much meat on the bones. I don't think NVDL is going to close at 65, and we're at 67 now. So we're going to let that one sit. This one is on the table, 0.01. MSTX, we are going to roll this sucker out. So 3 contracts, we're going to roll it, and we're just going to continue to keep the premium coming in. So we're going to come down here. We're going to come to probably the 65 again. Let's come down here to 65. It's paying 113. Let's look at the deltas. Chance of profit, 88.92%. Delta is 0.06. I think I'm going to take a little bit more of a risk on this one. So we're probably going to go something like let's look at the 67. So mark 115, previous close 165, chance of profit 88, delta 0.07. We're going to hit this one. And let's see what kind of fill we can get on. So we're going to come in here. The bid and the ask is really, really wide. So let's see if we can get a fill for the 125. If not, we may have to go down the chain, but I always like to just throw one a little bit higher than the midpoint. You can see after we sold it in there, the midpoint is coming in between that 100 and 135. So we have to get closer to the 100 to get an instant fill, but for now, we're going to leave that one open. If that goes through, that will be $375 worth of premium. Not too bad. So that is a 65 put. Obviously, you have the NVDL. Clean Spark. If we want to roll this one out, Clean Spark's not having the greatest day, so it may not be worth it. Yeah, if we're looking up here towards that like 15.5-ish mark, I mean, for me, this is just not worth it. A total credit of $55. I don't want to sell the shares down in the 12s or 13s or even the 14s, so we're going to let that one expire worthless. We'll collect the entire premium. Let's look at what we were paid on this premium. Yeah, $200 on the roll. So we'll just let that expire worthless, and we won't worry about that. TNA puts. These ones are down to $2, so we'll go ahead and get those closed out. We'll come in here. We'll buy to close these. 2, we'll just close them for 2 pennies, which will be $2, and not too worried about that. So we'll close those out for $4. We'll book the profit, and we will move on. So that's $46 with the profit on that trade. We get our capital back. Another one is the $55 put. We have 3 of these at the 55. So we'll come in here and we'll roll these ones down as well. So we'll come in here, roll position. We're up, you can see on this position, 522. So we'll roll this position out. Come in here, December 20th. Go all the way down here. Let's look at something like, let's look at the 60. That's $237 worth of credit. It's going to take a little bit more capital, but we should have enough in the brokerage to get it done. And let's see if we can get an 8. We're probably going to need to do a 75 here. Yeah, it's going to need a 75. See if we can get that done. Boom. So that right there is already 225 added in the premium. We got 75. Obviously, we went up a little bit on the strike. We booked the profit, and we moved it out. So next week, we have quite a bit of MSTX on the table. Some of them really safe. Some of them a little bit less safe. But we have the 60 puts, we have the 25 put, and we have the 38 put on the table. We have a lot of cash that's going to be coming available next week. A lot of plays that we've had working that are going to start to come to fruition. So that's nice to see. So we have this out here. Let me see if I can get a fill here. Let me just replace this order. Yeah, it's trying to close for the 0.05, so that's as low as we can go there. Let me see if I can get, let's see if I can get a 115 here. I'm not too greedy about $5 here, $5 there. So that's $345 there. So that'll bring us to quite a bit of plays on MSTX. Yes, it is quote unquote risky, but right now with Bitcoin sitting at 100, 101,000 is holding support. We're coming into the Santa rally. I'm okay to roll the dice. If I get assigned on a couple, that's fine. If I have to roll down and out, that's fine. The goal is to make, between 3,000 and 4,000 this week. So I'm just going to continue pushing towards that. So that is the play on the table there. So we have now the MSTX puts, 3 of them at the 67, 3 at the 60, and then 4 at the 25, which there's no way these are going to get assigned. And the 38, I don't think that's even going to get assigned either. But that one's on the 20th as well. So lots of plays going into next week. We still have $8,800 worth of capital, so we can look at making some other plays. NVDL, again, I'm just going to... Oh, now it's updating. All right, so NVDL, we can go ahead. This is now down to 0.01. We can roll this position. Happy to do some more NVDL. Let's come down here and let's look at the options chain. I'm looking at probably something. This one's just been absolutely beaten. I've been looking at the chart a little bit on this. We're sitting at the 200 SMA, which is right around that 65 level. Really, there's another line of support at the 62.5, and then there's another line of support about the 58. So we want to be right at that 58. Going to roll this out for a $78 credit. And let's see. I think this one moves in 0.05 increments. Let me just see if I try to put this through. Oh, no, this might actually let me do it. All right, so right between the bid and the ask. Hopefully we can get a fill on that with the 37. We shall see. But that would release another $1,400 worth of capital because we are going down and out. So that's the NVDL put on the table. Hopefully we can get a roll there. Theta is just going to continue to decay that away because NVDL is not going to 65 today as it's sitting a little bit higher. So what else do we have on the table? Well, we can look at some of the TNA puts or we can do more MSTX. But let's look at the TNA puts for now. Let's take a look. We might want to do we might want to do a little bit further out. If we look at TNA, we're talking 46 and below. There's some decent support along the way if we get there, but this stock was hovering in the 40s for many months, so we could possibly get there as well. If we want to look at something like this, we have 2. We can't, we just have enough to do 2, but it's probably going to yell at us if we do 2. So we might have to go down one more strike. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out 2 weeks. And then we'll come down probably to like this 42-ish mark. This allows the stock to really come down. And it's okay. It's okay return on our money. 0.5% or so. Nothing crazy, but we have some more volatile plays. And then we have some safer plays. I think this one will be pretty safe. So let's come in here. Let's do 2 of these. Let's do it at the 25. And let's see if we can get $50 worth of credit there on TNA. This one's a pretty safe play, in my opinion, if we get assigned there. All right, so those are the plays for this week. Now let's jump into the spreadsheet and let's take a look at where we're at. We talked about it a little bit before. These are all the plays that are on the table outside of the ones that we have for today. But the thing that I really want to look at is how December is going. Right now, obviously we just made, $700-800 worth of credit, so this will be updated for next week. Right now we're at $2,438 worth of income for this month. Last month, as a reminder, we had $4,476 on the premium side of thing. If we look at the total year, we are right there at the end of the year. Premium, just over $20,000. We should push into the $22,000. My goal this month is $3,000 to $4,000, and I think we can get that done. Will cap gains 243 so far this month, and so far we are averaging this year 3% return on our money. Why is that important? Well, I've talked about it at the start of the video. How the heck are we going to take this $130,000 account as of today? Was $125 just a couple of days ago. How are we going to take it to $200,000? Well, there's a couple of ways, right? When I'm trading this account, there's a couple of things we're looking at. We have the premium that you just saw that we make on selling puts and selling calls. We have the will cap gains, which is where, if I buy a stock, if I will into a stock, I get assigned it at $10. I sell it the next week on a call. It gets called away at $11. And for every contract, that's $100 worth of a win, right? So there's the will cap gains. And then the appreciation is if I'm buying stocks like, Nike, QQQ, whatever, if I'm buying any of those stocks, then there's appreciation potentially in those, so there's some appreciation. So what I did is I said, we're taking my balance of $126,000, which is where we started at the start of this month. I believe, $126,129 is where we started this month. If we took 126,000 and we added 2% every single month, that's 2,500, right? If we do 2,500, then the account grows up to 128,520 by February. Then we're looking at 2,570 for the 2% every single month. If we repeat that 2% every month, some months maybe more, some months maybe less. But if our baseline is 2%, we could grow this account from 126,000 to 169,579, with our last month ending about $3,400 worth of premium, will cap gains, and appreciation. So that's the power of what we're doing. If we just slowly but surely can stack that 2% a month, we can bring this account to a $170,000 account by next year. Now, that would give us about $43,000 worth of options income, or $49,000 worth of options income, and $43,000 worth of account gains, which is not too bad. If you look at if I would do the max contribution, which is $7,000, I have there at the bottom, that would bring us to $176,000. Again, we've talked about it before, but I got to check with the account and make sure everything's good there. Might have to do the backdoor Roth or traditional IRA converted to a Roth IRA in order to put more money in this account. We will find out here in April. So that's the look for next year, potentially 170 to 176. Now, like I said, our average this year has been 3.08%. That is just the pure numbers. That's what we've been doing. And you saw it. Looks like MVDL just went through. And you saw it there. If we do a 3% on our money, this is how things get really crazy. So 126, then we're bringing home $3,700 a month. And all of a sudden that 126 walks up to 150, walks up to 170, walks up to $196,000 by the end of December, right? So that's a potential as well, right? So now we've taken a $126,000 account, we brought it to 196. You add the $7,000 worth of contributions for 2025, and now we've broken a $200,000 account. So this account now, maybe it's not huge to some people, maybe it's huge to others, but if we bring a $130,000, $125,000 account up to 203, now we're really talking. That 3% a month starts becoming over $5,000 a month, and we start to really stack. Now, if we come over here and we go into Fairyland, which is, it's possible. My goal is always between 2 and 4% a month. Sometimes we have more, sometimes we have less. When we're on the put side, we have a lot more control. But just like that, you take 4%, we're talking at $126,000. That's $5,000 a month. We get up to $9,000 a month doing 4%. You can see here, just times 4% on a $226,000 balance, we're making $9,000 a month. So we can take a $126,000 account and we can take it all the way up to $226,000, which is a $100,000 cash grab. Then you add the $7,000 with the contributions, and we are talking about a $233,000 Roth IRA that I don't have to pay any taxes on. I can trade as much as I want. I can obviously withdraw any of the contributions tax-free, but I can just let this sucker grow, and then the snowball starts to get really crazy. When you start getting to these higher numbers, like obviously 130,000, we're able to do, you know, a minimum of $2,500 a month. But when you start getting to double that, the 200s, then you're talking about, you know, somebody's potential salary every month that you can add to the account. So that's the plan, how I'm going to do it. We've talked about my 4-step process before, and the 4-step process goes that I sell cash secured puts and I sell covered calls each week. I collect premium. From that premium, I continue to will it and deal it and get in and out of stocks, and I continue to make more. Then I deposit money each and every single week. This year it's been through the IRA contributions up to the $7,000 max, and that is the second way. The third way, then this is not a big dividend account, but some of the plays are going to pay dividends, right? Especially as I start buying some Nike, some AMD, some Amazon, some SQ, some QQQ. Those pay little dividends, so we'll reinvest all the dividends, of course. And then the growth is the biggest part. As I start to continue to buy more longs and we add more growth, then we really get going there. So that's what we're going to do this week. That's what we're going to do next week. That's what we're going to do all next year. We're going to slowly but surely sell puts, sell calls, build the account up, and obviously my top end goal is that we can get this to a $225,000 account. Would I take if we moved this from a $126,000 account like we had at the start of the month and we got it all the way to a $175,000 account? Heck yeah, I'll take that all day long. We'll slowly increase it and we'll get to those big numbers, and then before you know it, we're trading a $250,000 Roth portfolio, which is where things get really powerful. So that's my plan. That's how I'm going to do it. You guys see how I do it every single week. Simple cash secure puts, simple cover calls, buying stocks every single week, reinvesting our premiums, not taking a dollar out of this account, and we just keep building it. So thank you, everybody, as always. Hopefully you guys love the journeys that I'm taking you on, both in the dividend, the small trading account, the big trading account. Hopefully it shows a little bit of just how an average Joe is trading on the side. And I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and subscribing. Happy investing, and we'll catch you next time.